was a major he lifted that trophy. Now going up against the reigning champions. Let's see what one of the greatest all-time players has to do against one of the greatest current players in Dunk.
I'm sure, no doubt, he'll be in that all-time conversation in just a few years' time. But here we go. T-side start for Astralis on Nuke. Sure, going to be watching outside. It's got Donk near it.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got really excited.
Yeah, you got excited there. Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting day, Jason, so I can understand why.
I'm just messing with my volume buttons really quick. Get used to the new setup here on the main street. Ooh, Goosh. Shiro taking a ton of damage early. Donk still waiting for his chance to strike. Yabi's going to have to hold back with low HP. He turns into a lurk, but Donk's very aware of his position.
And the charge keeps going down lower. Here comes the swing from Donk. Easily collecting that kill on Yabi, and it's not a great start here for the T's, but maybe they can get into the lower bomb site just before Zontix arrives, and what a shot from Stown. Zontix has nowhere to go, and Device is hearing that drop of Donk down towards ramp. Can the rest of his teammates deal with the threat as Device tries to come around the backside, but Chopper's detected it, turns back and gets that kill, and now they can focus solely on the site retake. Spirit in a 3v3. There's a kid on the back of Magic, so they can move quite swiftly into this and still have a little bit of time as Chopper dives down into the bomb site. Donk is up on top, just rapidly racing to try and get this kill. Donk lands that headshot. Magic's now arriving, but he's down in the vent, and Donk does not have the kid on his back. So he goes in alone, and it's down to 1v1, and he doesn't find Stown hiding in the corner. Donk makes it close, but Astralis pick up the first round.
Yeah, he gets his 3. Good shooting from Stair, though, with that P250. The one tap on his Zontex to open up that lower bomb site is critical. And he's the key to this new Astralis lineup coming together. In my mind, it does fall on Stown. He has to make that leap from what we saw in Heroic as kind of that star player on the cusp of superstar level. He has to become the superstar for this Astralis squad if they want to find the success and get back to the top, which is their ultimate goal with this roster.
But that's the exact same conversation we had about Stown in that Heroic team when they were making these finals and constantly choking and coming second place. For them to take that next step, it was always the conversation around Stown. He just never did it.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why it has to change here. There has to be the solution found within Astralis, that they need to find the ways to activate him to a new level. Chopper over in the vents, waiting as they run down. Good kill from Cadian. Look at the assertiveness. Astralis is playing without fear. You know Cadian got the boys hyped up for this underdog matchup they have right now. And they're pushing forward at all times. Shiro alive in the site to take one down. Bombs planted and another 3-on-3.
And a MAC-10 to play with for Shiro. Little picked up weapon. No kid on the back of the remaining 3 CTs here for Team Spirit, so not a lot of time to play with, nor any utility. Astralis in a good position to try and close this one out, but Defuse tapped, not stuck. They'll bait open the double door swing. Magic, great shot at Dink lands as well. And now it's getting a little bit scary, but Stairs in the double kill and Device closes. So it did get a little worrying there for a second, right towards the end for Astralis, but they stabilize.
Yeah, important kills for Stair over at Decon. Looked like Magix might have a world where he could control door side, but that double kill pretty much ends the round. No kit as well, so Team Spirit lose everything in that force buy. Pick up and invest a little bit into this round number 3 after that. 3 nades they've picked up, 3 smokes as well, a couple upgraded pistols, so investing some cash to try and do some damage. As Astralis marches forward with a 2-round lead.
They're going to be charging straight into what's ramp. It's Zontix alone with a P250, and they just show some presence towards ramp, no commitment through that smoke.
Yeah, it should be pretty chill. Astralis not going to try and force their way to it through any utility. They forced a lot of nades out with that stack. A lot of smokes have already been utilized by Spirit that they brought into the round, so Astralis happy to play it slow, knowing they're going to have a nice little advantage. There's a fun conversation around Donk. I know Scrawny brings this up. I heard him talking about it a week or two ago over at Blast, and I know we've talked about it privately as well. But he has that whole thing with Donk about like, what if he gets better? Because everyone's just like, he's amazing, and it's like, well, yeah, it's only been 1 year, so what if he gets better? I think it's a fun conversation. I brought this up on our podcast. I think the conversation is almost. There's like a different angle to it, which is like, how does he get better? Like, what area of his game does he flesh out next?
Uncharted territory.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine with the way he's entering and like kind of the records he's breaking with this kind of the role he's playing. Like, I have a hard time seeing where the next ceiling is in that position.
Maybe he'll show us.
Yeah, maybe he will.
No. He creates his own records. He creates his own competition, perhaps.
But, I mean, it's kind of cool, too, because while Donk is, obviously the superstar of this team and deserves a lot of the conversation and credit and eyeballs, They don't win that major without guys like Magic stepping up, guys like Shiro, guys like Zontix. The role players kind of picking up after a period of Spirit struggling to find consistent success is what netted them that major win. And obviously Donk's a big portion of that, but you don't win it alone. 10 seconds on the clock means the timer is an enemy, but good cover provided by Astralis to make sure that bomb can go down.
Yeah, nice little burst at the end there for Katie. And just to touch back on that point real quick, and you know, you mentioned Scrawny bringing up that talking point about him getting better, but I also heard a conversation from Maui Snake who was saying, you know, when you look at Donk's playstyle, and he does take a lot of risks, and the only reason that he's so successful in that is just because of how quick he is, how accurate he is. But if you put any other player in the situation and give them some of the peaks that Donk goes for, they're going to lose that. They're going to look a little silly sometimes, and the idea is that eventually will drop off, right? He's not going to be able to be as quick, in theory, for a long period of time, and so that part of his game will drop off. So maybe he'll have to readapt.
Yeah, it's
down the line.
It's very possible. We'll find out. We're all on the journey together.
That's the fun thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this time last year, remember, we were just sitting here in this position. We commentated the first game that Donk showed up in Katowice,
right,
and it was a 13-0.
Yeah, and he had like 20, or he had an insane amount of kills.
And we were like, it kind of, you know, what are the expectations? Maybe a playoffs performance, maybe they can just go and win the whole damn thing.
That was the dumb event where it was like, okay, he's done it at a tier 1 land now. Okay, he's done it in the group stage now.
Oh,
okay,
now he's done
in the stage.
Oh, now he's just had the best tournament ever.
we changed the goalpost on him like 6 times, and he nailed it each and every one.
Yeah.
And just ran off with the year.
Well, the buy's in here for Team Spirit. First sighting of the Shiro sniper. A little bit of an awkward situation here because Yabby just walks right into it. An easy opener for Shiro to kick things off in round 4. Katie and gone. Shiro enjoying the fact he's got 2 already.
And he has the bomb at his feet. And Shiro even steps in front of a Molotov that was thrown, so takes a risk where if he misses the shot, Kadian kills him. But, you know, the reward of that side of thing is you've already won the round for your team. It's pretty much over. Stound going to try and turn in towards Mini. Gets 1 kill. Big Garage should have him. Zontix does clean up the kill. Donk has fallen, but it's still a 4-on-2. Make that 3-on-2 with a minute on the clock.
Well, it's all about the ops at the moment. Device finally chiming in for Astralis, but a lot more heavy lifting needed to be done here by Stera and Device.
There's no good avenue either, right? Because you know Shiro with the op has the bomb over in ramp room, and now you're kind of like, how do we get to ramp room? Deep lines of sight that Shiro can post up with the op. Stera and Device going to end up saving this round. 40 seconds.
Long way off.
I think they're just going to walk to CT spawn and call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, just a look at the clock and they realize that's probably the only option available to them. So back off and save that AWP. It was good to see some highlight moments from Device in their earlier games at this tournament. All his classic favorite spots. You know, we've seen him on for Inferno A site around the default position, and then on Train, you know, clutching a 1v3 up on that B bomb site. So, you know, it was a little throwback for me watching that. Happy to see that, and that's the Device we want to see more of, isn't it, Jason? I mean, we know the level he can get to, and it would be great to see him even show glimpses of that again.
I don't know. I think that's the kind of the question about Device right now, especially when you consider kind of you know, I feel bad bringing it up, but it's been so public, some of the health concerns around him as well, and taking some time off around the Shanghai Major also to make sure he could come into 2025 ready to party. I think Device has to answer that question, you know, for himself more than anything, is what level can he play at? Because I actually don't have the answer. He's obviously got a great resume. I think for me, he's the greatest CSGO player we had. I know that's a little controversial, but that's my opinion on Device. But what is he going to have for us in CS2? He's got to show that he's still got some game left in his pocket. Shiro misses an initial shot, but spots a couple players outside, and deep harassment utility from Spirit's defense in this second gun round.
He gets Stera's secret. And the smokes fade outside, now revealing the back garage position for Device to peer down in, and that is not a pretty smoke, that from Astralis. This is one of Donk's classic areas on the map, isn't it? It's just over towards Credit Card in and around main. Such a difficult player to deal with, but they know where he likes to play. It's going to be a big part of their preparation. They throw the utility in behind credit card and make Donk uncomfortable, and now they're pushing him from multiple sides. A wallbang, okay. They're doing everything they can. Can Donk fight his way out of this with all the pressure being pushed from different sides? Listening for the steps, gets a dink off, but Astralis overwhelmed him, and they are just cutting through the defense.
That's actually a really sick round for Astralis. I was worried for a moment because Cadian missed the first 2 initial shots on Donk, and that was the fight they'd burned so much time off the clock looking for. Molotovs to his position, force him out into the open. You miss the opportunity, and it seems horrifying. But nice patience, discipline, not overextending, not overreaching, waiting for the next moment to strike, and it all falls Astralis as they swarm outside, and they're up 4-1. Timeout burned early by Spirit because you have not only the lost round, but a real issue with your economy.
The wallbang was sick, though. That was sick. He's just standing by the credit card. He's dealing with footsteps coming in from big garage. He's dealing with someone pushing a breakable.
He's got someone single box. He's wrapping around.
Molly's coming in. Yeah. Device wallbangs him through it. I mean, I guess that's how you deal with Donk. You throw everybody at him.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if that's... I mean, I don't think they'll have the luxury of running something like that too frequently, because that was a round where Spirit was really patient. They're like, all right, Astralis is looking for a peak, looking for a mistake, so everyone was kind of chilling. I think in the future, we'll see Spirit be way more disruptive and aggressive with utility in terms of setting up some counter peaks, trying to take away these angles, having more bodies kind of dealing with the problem. But certainly Astralis this round identified Donk's position and made sure to take him out. 4-1. Upgraded pistols and an MP9 on Zontix for Team Spirit's defense.
Yanko brought up a point earlier today that Astralis haven't beaten a European team this year. I mean, it's a short year so far, but but it's true. I mean, they lost to MIBR 2-0 in the opener. That was pretty depressing for them, and they went on to beat FlyQuest in Pain. Obviously, a huge step up here in Stage 2.
They haven't beat a North American team this year either, so...
well, that doesn't really matter.
It's been a really rough year for him. Magic's going to drop off the HUD. He's got nothing to do. Great utility usage from Astralis so far, but uh-oh, Donk's got an AK. Uh-oh, it could all turn.
He's going back in again. He wants another pick in towards HUD. And with Donk with an AK in his hands, Astralis give it the respect it requires. They reset. They realize they have over a minute left, so they're going to go back in ramp. They throw that bomb down, pick it up again, and Device is just looking to try and prevent Donk from getting into lobby. But he is so hungry for it.
Such is the respect for Donk. Everyone backs out. Good kill. That Zontix getting aggressive, and Donk's shifted away. So out of position now.
Astralis stabilized. They take a moment to breathe.
You almost feel it building when he picks up that AK-47. It's like, and there's a molly down. He's got time to get comfy and pick a fight.
You know, Device is coming to fight him, and Donk is going to lose that fight against Device. He's half HP, and the body shot's enough.
We need Deva in this match, not Device.
We do.
Deva needs to show up.
I think that's the exciting part about Counter-Strike at the moment, is just the fact that we have so many star players that we get a lot of cool matchups quite consistently. You have the CSGO era star players against now the CS2 era star players. You know, Device obviously one of the biggest names we had in Global Offensive, and now we've got Donk, Monacy. You know, we have these exciting young players going up against them.
The easier way to frame that is it's the change of the generations, right? Because we had that in CSGO when it came out at one point a couple years in. It was like, okay, all these 1.6 and Source Legends that we've known and loved for years, they're starting to drift away and slip away, and a couple of them leaving their teams for the new guys coming in, and it's a similar idea now with CS2. That next generation is starting to kind of fill out and flesh out most of these teams. Timeout used by Astralis with this 4-round lead to talk things over, wanting to make sure they keep up the pressure. Doing a good job so far. Utility usage has been on point. Teamwork has been on point. Astralis not getting away from themselves.
5 rounds T-side of Nuke at this point in the game is a fantastic start for Astralis.
Let's see how much more they can build on top of it in this half.
Team Spirit happy to have Holly back behind them. Obviously, they're running in Blast. They were still able to win the title, but we know how important he is for the squad. The players sing his praises highly, and we were watching some of the behind-the-scenes vlogs of their Perfect World Major, and Holly was such an integral piece in terms of preparing for them and giving them rallying cries going into the matches.
Yeah, it seems like a coach who's got a lot of faith from his team.
Especially when you have such a young team as well. When you're more of a mature, older figure in the squad, it's super important for them.
All right, sure outside with the AWP and Big Garage sees nothing. Wall of smoke set up for Stair to cross towards Secret if he wants it. Flash up in the sky, but he's going to wait for some of those smoke breaks and spam before he starts to make his move. No utility on Stair. He crosses over. It'll be Zontix who's dropped down and descended from ramp room to just keep an eye on it, but not committed. Yabby sees this barrel. Ooh, there was an opportunity. Donk, fortunate not to take any damage and being harassed.
Oh, he's taking a little bit now, just forced into the corner by that Molotov. Minute left on this clock.
And once again, it feels like Astralis is hoping for a reactionary mistake out of Spirit, but this time not aligned outside in multiple positions, kind of stuck in lobby. So Device heads on top of the roof with utility. Probably going to chuck some into the upper bomb site to see if they can force any nades out. Looking to be a finish at this A bomb site. Missed Molotov means Magix is going to be very comfortable.
And he can stay up on top of the hut, and that would have been communicated. Astralis realized they have to deal with the threat of Magix up on top of hut. MP9 ready to go. It strides through one. Now Shiro's turn. Dog steps up, but unable to deliver. And so it is still a 3v2 favoring that of Team Spirit in the final 20 seconds. Shiro waiting at the back of the bomb site. Cadian going down, and it's all on Stown. He picked up the bomb, but Zontix has already rotated down here, and he's ready for that decon swing.
Yeah, that one's an easy one. Device is just looking down the line saying, my bad, boys, that's a missed Molotov. If that is not a one-for-one trade, maybe they have more courage to swing wide on the bomb site and try and take it over. But a small mistake for Device that has huge consequences for Astralis. Lead cut to 3, and Team Spirit going to try and build some momentum off the back of this victory. Good one-for-one from Magix. And Spirit delivering across the map afterwards. It's Astralis whose funds are hurting now, and if they can't win this round, ooh, that's a good start. Device finding Shiro, picking him in the big garage.
Yeah, super important considering the fact that Astralis don't have the best buy here. Another bit of wall bang. Oh, they're really countering Dog. That's going to be very frustrating. Getting spammed down through the wall and then blasted away with a deagle, but Astralis offer it right back up. Zontix with 2 in the ramp room. Chopper's got the push through Secret. And Astralis had a great start to the round, but it's fallen apart.
Yeah, I just mentioned how disciplined they'd look, and this round gets away from them in a 5-on-3. You give the equalizing kills back up in a 50-50 spam battle towards ramp room. Solo play down towards Secret doesn't work. Oh, Astralis has got to be kicking themselves, and they're being flanked out in about 3 different ways. They've got no idea. Easy cleanup. Spirit recover. And you're not going to get those kinds of entries every day. Those are the ones you need to capitalize on, because a beautiful shot from Device, a better shot from Stair. You take down Shiro and Donk, and it feels like that's such an advantage.
This is the shot from Stair. Real nice deke, preventing Donk from finding any impact, but the rest of his teammates step up and deliver instead. Astralis offering them some great fights.
Oh, 5-on-3 with 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. And you give the kills right back.
And you mentioned the fact that if you lose that round, you're down to pistols here.
It's not just being down to pistols, it's also the idea that that's now you let Spirit off the hook. Where their money was still trying to be established and everything. Now every single round, even when you have a full buy, you're going to be going against M4s, Molotovs. Everyone's got a smoke. Everyone's got kits and flashbangs and nades. It's the whole shebang you got to deal with moving forward. So Astralis able to get to 5 off the back of controlling the advantage in terms of economy. And it's going to be more and more difficult to add rounds onto that here.
And then when Spirit follow up with 5 players staying alive, that only worsens the money effect. So Astralis, they have got themselves a situation ahead where they don't actually have the best of buys available here either. You know, you're not going to get that AWP out in Device, which has been integral to getting opening picks. And they're going to go for a timeout. They have a lot to discuss here heading into the last few moments of this first half. Still 3 rounds to go. So far, Stair has an AK-47. Stown has had a pretty good start into this game so far, 11-5. Definitely Impressive to see him get those numbers early on, but you want it to keep up. You can't just be a nice start here for Astralis. They know it's going to keep getting more and more difficult as the series goes on.
I'd almost like, I almost kind of would be interested to see if Astralis goes back to more like that outside presence with 3 or 4 players, the one where they played it kind of slow and calculated and really harassed Donk behind credit and eventually took it over. I wonder if we go back to a round like that. They might not have all the utility they need for that slow of a pace.
And they don't have the AWP as well.
Yeah, the AWP helped. I don't think it's necessary. More than anything, it might just be concerned about Shiro being outside with the AWP, but for the moment, it's just Donk. 3 players crossing behind the smoke wall. Chopper's gonna drop secret. Block the Molotov, meant to head into vent, so he's gonna be down and it's gonna be smoked off and Donk wrapping behind them.
Okay, now he's activated. Now he's got their scent.
They're dead.
And the hunt is on. Device is going to fall first. Donk in behind them. That's the bomb. And it's an easy kill on Stown. Spirit shut this round down. Astralis get nowhere.
I think that Molotov thrown, I think actually this half is kind of ruined by 2 missed Molotovs from Astralis. The Device one obviously onto the hut roof where Magix was able to get a 1-for-1. I think that Molotov we just saw in this round is meant to go into vent to prevent the as he's going into vents. So then he gets to slide down and throw a smoke, which is not what Astralis need at that point.
Yeah, it's the little details. They could have huge ramifications to the half. You know, a few moments ago, we were just talking about how Astralis are going to be extremely happy for finding 5 rounds on the T side this quickly.
Yeah.
But, you know, if that's all they leave with after the start that they had, I think a taste of disappointment begins to arise.
Well, Spirit's not going to have any financial issues for the rest of this half for these final 2 rounds. Such clean victories once they got underway. Looking to extend their lead to 2 into the halftime break. Deagle, again, Stairs just got his number. Stairs coming in with some bangers.
He's in some mad deeks outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donk has had a pretty frustrating half attempting to defend that position. Zontix, he's been fed a little bit towards ramp, and he's got 2 kills again. (3v3) for Astralis.
Stair needs to make a play. He's really the only one from Astralis in some kind of a position.
Oh, he missed the AK.
If you're Astralis, you're letting Stair make the play, and you're telling Yabby be really hyper aware of the potential for them to push lobby, because they've lost outside control.
Chopper just crosses into main. Here's Magix on the fight. He wins it against Yabby, and that's the bomb down. Now Chopper can focus on Mini, but here comes Stair, the playmaker. He needs to deliver a shot, but he's been spotted. He's taking damage, his teammate gone. Stair can't do anything about this now.
It's so perfect from Spirit. They have such a great sense of timing when they've lost outside for that long. They don't push lobby, but look at where Chopper and Magix position themselves in. One pushes towards Squeak Vent where you have some cover from Heaven. One's in Mini where you have some cover from Heaven as well. So you've kind of taken away the danger of that wrap, and you still get to watch some positions and have impact. Really good find at the end of the day, and a nice double kill from Zontix over towards Ramp Room as Spirit take a lead for the first time in this map. They're up 6-5.
Cadian taking a quick look at the notes there ahead of the final round of this first half. They've got rifles back in hand. Decent amount of utility. But they've got to put it in the right places. Can't afford to miss too much going into a round like this. Chopper this time playing on top hut. Magic's out towards the back of the bomb site. And they're going to go for a topside attack again. This time we'll keep eyes on the Device if he gets this Molotov to land at the back of the site, and he will. Forces Magix into the open. Util trickling on in. Flashes coming through hut. Magix wants to fight. And it could get a little bit messy as Magix runs out of bullets. Here comes Shiro to try and plug the gap. And alongside Chopper with Donk, it is a close for Team Spirit at a 7-5 scoreline. They lead their way against Astralis, and we welcome the reigning champs here in Kato.
Anybody else? Anybody else but you? Anybody else but you? Anybody else but you? I don't want anybody else but you. Anybody else but you? Anybody else but you? Anybody else but you? Anybody else but you? I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you? But you. I don't want anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. But you. I don't want anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you.
Astralis post 5 rounds on their T side. Now they switch to the defense. It was a strong start from Astralis, but things started to fall apart towards the end. A couple of missed details, missed Molotovs, and those kind of mistakes when you're going up against the world #1 can leave you feeling a little sour.
And a shame because they came into this with such a cool idea. It feels like they really targeted Donk a lot in the positions that he likes to play and put a lot of pressure and didn't give him the freedom to run around the map headshotting and deathmatching. And it worked in the early going. But Spirit recovered and bounced back, largely thanks to Chopper, who had a great first half with 10 frags. Sound gushed. He's going to be playing aggressive at red box. Device has his back. Once again, Donk shut down.
Frustrating game for him individually. Device doing a good job at taming him. Now stare at the back of the site. Ooh, not clean. Magic's okay. That's more like it from Boris. 3 headshots on the clock.
He cheered himself on at the end of that, and his player came out to that third kill. He's even hyping himself up. Yeah.
I mean, I can understand it. That was sick. Magic's giving us a little bit of a show in this pistol. Chopper waiting for Cadian to come back into the lobby, and Chopper with no problem there.
Honestly, this is kind of a cool game if you're Spirit. Because in the context of if you're sitting here Donk and you're getting shut down and you're feeling frustrated. Remember he gave that interview. He's like, when I have bad games, like I feel bad because it means the rest of my players have to do more.
But they're like, finally, we can actually do something.
Well, also, he's getting shut down, and they're all stepping up to the plate. For him, it's got to be like, hell yeah. I got a team that's got my back.
Chopper's fragging too. That was 13 and 5. Magic said recently, you know, he's very happy that Chopper had a great individual performance back at Blast, and it looks like we're going to see that continue at least into the opening map here of Katowice. Chopper hasn't always been an in-game leader, that we said. He always has great numbers. But the more and more he gets comfortable with the squad, maybe we will expect to see.
Look at the player cam.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Oh, they cut it off.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they had a little shoot. There we go. Yeah, it's cute. It's nice.
Sound like Mario.
Woohoo! It's a me.
Magics.
All right, here we go. Chopper running into the flames down the vent with the MAC-10. However, the bomb and Shiro didn't quite make it. Looked like they were sort of motivated to continue moving forward. So one down, it's Chopper. He'll wrap around through Secret. Scout and Deagles and a 5-7 picked up for Astralis, reinvested in this round, trying to keep throwing obstacles in the path of Spirit as they begin their IEM Katowice campaign with their first matchup here. Nuke, Astralis's pick, and then Dust2 next is Spirit's pick. And they're a pretty damn good Dust2 team, Dinko.
They are. Just a pretty good team, Jason. But it's not as good as last year, man. They've lost 5 rounds. At this point last year, they would have lost nothing.
Yeah.
Outside smokes deployed for Spirit. No one gonna use them.
Good timing on that smoke.
Yeah, that's gonna change their plans, isn't it? Slightly. Or maybe Zoltex is like, actually, I have an HE grenade in my pocket, and we don't actually have all that much time.
Yeah, they have to go through it because this isn't going to fade till like 27 seconds or so. So they break it open and walk on through. And Astralis had thrown that largely as a bluff that is called. And with Chopper already downstairs, it's only control side that Spirit have to worry about.
Yeah, it's Yabby in that position.
Ooh.
Grenade hits his chest, half of his health gone as it explodes. Bomb plant secured. Yabby into the peak, half of the health of Magic's now dropped off, but with Spirit bomb down and a 5v5 with better weapons.
Astralis isn't winning this. The question they want is how many guns can we take away as the bomb goes off? Can we line up at the escape path to be able to get 2 or 3 kills to limit how much money they'll have moving forward? Good kill from Shiro, looking to escape through ramp room. They've got to deal with Yabby.
Yabby just trying to take someone away, but prevented by Zontix, and now they can all retreat away without casualties. Astralis would have had nothing going into the next round regardless if they lost everything here, so at least they saved 3 players. That's 2 Deagles, a little bit of Kevlar, and a scout in the hands of Device. But 9-5. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, but it was 5-1 at some point for Astralis in this game so far?
It was 8-0 run at the moment for Spirit, which is a little bit crazy. And you're probably starting to feel, if you're Astralis, like, oh, it's been a while since we put a round on the board, since we've seen that number grow.
Rough. Device taking his scout for a spin outside. Same smokes deployed this time. They send Donk with him. And he gets himself towards top of Secret. Smokes fade away. The Device looks towards red. Looked like he was about to get a peek coming in towards his crosshair. Still might.
Yeah, I saw a shoulder. Doesn't want to stick around though. 1 minute left on the clock. Spirit still very passive, trying to let these last little pieces of utility be utilized by Astralis. Device once again sees the player run back. Tough shot to hit with a very slight gap. Smoke up on the cross. We've got Donk down in Secret.
We got Cadian with a Zeus. Let's see what he's able to do with it. Oh, gets baited out. Sends out the electricity. Magic surges through him. And Donk!
Damn.
Oh, yeah. That's sick.
They're eco-frags, but he hasn't had a whole lot of chance to flex, and that's a quick reaction overwards. Zontix adds another onto the tally, so 10-5 will be the score. Team Spirit hit double digits. And Astralis got to get started in these gun rounds immediately.
Good shot from Stound. It's going to go again, and a lot of damage being done there to Donk, but just couldn't get the final blow. 10-5. And the streak continues here for Team Spirit as they look to try and round out Nuke, but Astralis taking their final timeout. They have to start erecting a blue wall of defense here on the CT side. Cadian looks back to Rugga, who has something to say.
Yeah, a lot of things to say. Very vocal at the moment during this timeout. New coach brought in once again to try and retool this Astralis lineup and organization to get them back to their winning ways. Return this pedigree of Astralis to its former glory.
Quite a task ahead of them.
And they brought in help from their once rivals of Heroic, obviously, Yabby, Stound, and Katie, and that trio all joining up. They've looked within.
Slightly awkward, but, you know, as long as they can all get past it.
I think it's fun.
Going back to your previous relationship, who knows? Might be okay. The breathe easy on Chopper. He's getting more oxygen to that big old brain, and that's why he's fragging better, Jason. Something to it.
Yeah, it's a similar vein to Twist chewing gum. All right, Donk, up on the mini roof. He's gonna drop down.
Oh.
Okay, well, bang. One up on top of the hut. Stair trades him off, but revealed his position and created chaos that makes the follow-up fight awkward. And now it's Yabby, who's mostly alone in this upper bomb site. Good first kill, but cannot convert another.
Chopper on the prowl. Patience is about to pay off. Shira gets blasted, but Chopper does catch Device walking right into him, leaving Cadian in a 1v2. Flat start to the second half for Astralis. You know, Cadian's good for a clutch, but not this one.
No kid either, so not really feeling very motivated, knowing Chopper had such a strong position for the post plant. No smoke for Cadian to give him any kind of cover.
Man,
So-
this is rough.
Yeah, it's, I mean, Spirit took, what, 6 rounds to warm into the game, and then once they did, it was over.
Astralis come in. Yeah, it's working really well. The game plan, we're getting rid of Dog. We got 5 rounds T-side, and that's all you get. 5 is all you get so far.
So far, they got a chance to add on top of it, but not a whole lot of money, and I think you just kind of, I don't know, at this point, I think you just keep buying. You're down too far to let them get to 12 this easily.
Well, the FAMAS is cheaper now.
Yeah, that's where I was going next, especially with the change to the FAMAS, which we're now playing on that patch. Much cheaper, much more affordable to get with utility in these scenarios. I think as professional teams get used to this kind of a new economy with the reduced M4 price, the reduced, or actually, probably the M4 they don't have to worry about, but the reduced FAMAS price, I think CT sides could feel a little bit of a bolster, a little bit of a buff moving forward.
Yeah, more chances for sporadic round wins and
We
ways
played
back
some-
into games.
We played some games last night. Did you use the FAMAS?
I did.
How'd you like it?
It felt really good. It felt like a bit of a laser beam. Maybe it's, I don't know how much of it's placebo, but maybe just the fact that I'm actually buying it, Jason.
Okay, that helps.
That definitely helps. But I liked it. You know, you can get a lot more buys out. And we see it out here for Stare and Stone.
Yeah, Astralis is going to rely on one of those new FAMAS buys to try and keep them alive here on Nuke.
Device has got his outside.
I feel like he's been spotted. I'm not sure, though. Good shot, good rebuttal, spam down. Can't get away. And now Donk's got some room to work with.
Cadian marching his way through the lower bomb site. We're trying to arrive towards Secrets down. He actually has a bit of a gap on the left side of that smoke to try and spot them crossing down towards Secrets, so he's just going to hold that for the time being. No one from Spirit utilizing it. And they just take a breather. They pause outside. Donk now crossing in behind Red. They've got to go dry into the fights. They've got some util, but they're just going to fight. It's Shiro and Donk with 2 kills and Chopper to chime in with one of his own. That was the moment for Astralis. If they had won this round, if they had found a way to pick up victory on FAMAS, then maybe they can get a few more rounds to play with. But with Spirit silencing this opportunity, it feels like Nuke is over.
That looks really silly from the outside, but I don't necessarily know what better options Astralis had. They had a number of people at this position to make that kind of a play. Didn't have a whole lot of utility to activate it. And in that kind of a scenario as well, just kind of sitting back in default positions on the map isn't going to win you anything. So tough scenario to be in. Spirit make him look a little bit awkward. Stare on the verge of a 1v3, but no idea that Zontix is ready and waiting behind him. So no real chance in it at the end of the day, despite 2 nice kills and the frustration settling in of 11 straight rounds out of Team Spirit.
The Astralis have enough money to get M4s on 4 players and an MP9. So they prioritize the weapons rather than utility. Only 2 players have util in this round for the CTs. You know, often teams can joke about getting donked, but today, at least in this map, it's been more of a team effort, just getting beaten by Team Spirit.
They're getting donked now that Team Spirit's on the T side and Donk gets to dictate a little bit more. As we kind of saw in the first 6 rounds of this game, Astralis really kind of targeted the positions Donk was playing. You know, attacked him behind credit a couple of times, attacked him directly in midi a couple of times using utility. So CT side, he kind of got swarmed and neutered, but that's sort of what allowed guys like Chopper and Magix to pop off in that first half. So much attention on Donk, they had the freedom to run around fragging. Now they're on the T side, though. You can see there's really just not a whole lot of stopping power to shut them down in the same fashion. 16 and 12 for Donk.
Team Spirit gathering up, just about to go through ramp into the lower bomb site. Cadian, or rather, Stown and Yabby separated from each other with that smoke going up towards control room. Shiro's going to come in with a headshot. Stown dispatched off. With 35 seconds left, the last ditch effort here for Device at the double doors. Yabby's going to combine with him. The bomb yet to go down here is start making it complicated from Decon. Yabby doing a lot from control room. There's still some seconds left here to try and close it out for Team Spirit to complete the 12 rounds in a row. And Device is here to try and end that streak and keep his team alive for at least one more round. Up against Donk in the 1v1, and he will not stop him. Team Spirit with 12 rounds in a row. They come back to win a 13-5 opening map here in Katowice.
Pick for them. They are so damn good on it. So it gets from bad to worse if you're Astralis.
Well, Device heads into the lower tunnels. He's got Cadian peeking up top mid behind him. And that smoke severs off Device's support network. So he's now alone. But he's got the dual Berettas and he's up against well. It's like that was just so violent. Just gone. They're deleted. Well, Shiro goes through the mid doors and they've got space to play with.
And now he's got two guns. Cadian left mid, Stown and Stare over in CT spawn. Man, they really feel this mid to be split. It's good that Spirit have kind of backed off of this and slowed things down because Astralis was sliding in for the hunt to put a stop to things. Minute and 8 seconds left on the clock. Donk on catwalk, Shiro, Chopper going to join up with him. Same with Magix with the bomb. Zontix left in alert position. Smoke flash Molotov for whatever Team Spirit decide to end with. I mean, they have control of the map. They can throw a fake and go elsewhere. They can just hit this mid to be split, which looks like exactly what's happening. Cadian on his own. Yabby back platform.
Cadian. First kill, damage on the Donk, but eventually the dual Berettas will come out on top of that fight, and Shiro dealing with the threats at A. It's now Stare just down below, and Shiro now spots him. So bomb down, round done.
That's a really cool, simple round from Spirit once they get into that 4-on-4 and have that space. And that's something that you at home could easily replicate with your friends. 4-on-4, you got a lot of room in mid. It's a little bit quiet. Set up Shiro for a lurk on catwalk. Hit that mid to be split. He's going to pounce after contact is made. Works perfectly for Spirit.
You can do it at home.
You can do that tactic without a Donk. It makes it easier if you have a Donk, but without one, you're going to be okay as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great opening kill. Look at this. It's just so... No, he wasn't even on him initially. Poor Device.
This fight's stupid. If you're Cadian, you're just like, oh, that's unfair. He's got a lot of bullets.
He's got a lot of bullets.
He's got a lot of bullets that shoot very quickly.
Well, pistol round picked up here for Team Spirit. Astralis going to buy back. They're going to throw everything they've got into it. MP9 out for Device. Couple of Deegs, 5-7s. Here comes the util over the top. It's a long take here for Spirit. Everybody here.
Everybody is here. There's that deep smoke to delay the long progression.
And the reaction for Astralis is to commit players into the tunnel.
And if they can bring more smokes over to replenish this, they might be able to stall Spirit out long enough for these flanks to get in position. Cadian's got one more smoke to chuck out, which should buy the necessary time. You now have 4 players from Astralis clearing middle.
Cadian smoke in the cross smoke.
Almost lost his life because of it.
He's done very well there. Makes things a little bit more uncomfortable for Team Spirit.
Yeah, this is interesting. Spirit doesn't. They have one more smoke. It has to be Zontix who gets the cross, and they have to know that everyone from Astralis is going to be here. They have no control elsewhere on the map. That smoke's got a little bit of a gap in it, and now a defensive one deployed as well to deny access to the bomb site. This is going to get weird for Spirit. They're going to have to slow this down, play it patiently, and use the rifles appropriately.
1-for-1. Donk took Spirit's stare rather, and Yabby getting involved with the 5-7. It's Magics to go down, and the pistols are finding a way forward here for Astralis. Chopper trying to keep his team in this fight, but with the bomb down, it's on Astralis to come back and take it.
And Shiro's at long, so Chopper's on his own.
And the MAC-10, look at the farm. He's got health. Same can't be set for Cadian as he moves forward. Shiro's got the cross on over. Chopper dealing with Cadian first. Can't get the second, so it's all on Shiro. Gets the tag landed. And now just trying to buy time. There's no kit available in the remaining two Astralis players. They need to get on the defuse, and Stown is holding it all the way. They're going to pull it off with the pistols, and some celebrations for Astralis as they bounce back after a pistol loss.
Yeah, really nice find. That actually, the one smoke deep on long slowed Spirit down long enough, and I think they understood too late that they didn't have the opportunity to fall back, that they'd actually put all 5 players out towards pit way too early and didn't have a plan B. And Astralis, meanwhile, had all the utility in the world. That smoke front sight that allows them to position along the wall, allows them to get close to the bomb site, denies vision to the long players. That was perfect from Astralis. Oh, Shiro's getting in on the computer repair. Multi-talented.
A little tech issues down. I wonder where he went. I was like, he's disappeared. Whose problem is it?
Yeah, don't take their jobs away. Someone else is hired to do that, Shiro.
Yeah, well, he's looking to just get the process going as quickly as possible. We got the refs in.
Yeah, it's happening early. 1-1 over on the B stream with Sponge and Machine. It's Liquid taking on the Mongols. Map 1 is still live. You can head over there and check that one out.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing that game as well, so watch that one back a little bit later today. It's nice of Chopper to face the anime pad towards us so we can get the full picture. Look at that. Thank you, Chopper.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Thinking of us, the viewer.
I was looking forward to that when I woke up today.
It's like, yeah, I get to see Chopper's mouse pad. Seeing a lot of people, you know, back in the day, Jason, your day, people would rock up with mouse pads all folded and rolled up. But now players are walking around with a box with their mouse pad, you know, to keep it flat so there's no creases or crinkles or lumps and bumps. And it's already fully rolled out in a box. It does take up a lot of space, but I like the idea.
Divas. All right, well, tech issue is solved. Shiro's back in his seat, out from the desk. Tied up at 1. And a buy from Team Spirit. Scout on Shiro, AK on Donk, Tech 9s and Mac 10s on the other players as they come back into this T-side campaign.
Gathering up just outside of B, here they come. Zontix and Chopper charging in. Cadian gonna be at the window. Yabby the first to strike, slowing down this attack. It looked like everybody wanted to get into that B bomb site, but with the initial kill going against them, Spirit call it off.
Yeah, they wanted to catch him off guard and maybe break in really quickly, and obviously not super motivated after Zontix falls in the leading position. So they'll take that AK-47 elsewhere and hope Donk can open something up for them. And Astralis as a unit converging towards middle. Utility being spent on catwalk. 3 players in mid, 2 at double doors. 2 of them coming catwalk as well. So they want to take over this part of the map and peek down towards lower B. Donk sliding in. Now his position is known and it's backfired. It's backfired in a big way. 3rd player in mid though does the damage.
Cadian and Stown combining. Now 2v3 for Spirit to try and flip back, and Cadian moves close to the car. Going to be a tough angle to clear out here with a scout. Unlikely that Shiro gains any ground. His teammate Chopper so far away, still in middle.
I don't know if he
position is going to work.
Yeah.
Chopper walks to his death. AK upgrade there for Starrett to play with on the CT side.
Just by virtue of the numbers that Astralis had catch Spirit completely off guard. They wipe out 2 players with that little piece of mid-aggression, but never expected the follow-up troops from Astralis. These 2 kills come out and Donk's like, oh, okay, mid's clear. We got Xbox. I can be a little nonchalant. jump up on Xbox, but Cadian was there to shut him down and get back to the B-bomb site in time. So 2-1, Astralis take a lead, but we've seen this on Nuke. No lead is safe, and lost 13-5.
That's how it happens. That's how the cookie crumbles. Team Spirit with just Glocks. And a little dig in the hands of Donk. First kill there up for grabs for Astralis.
Is Device really going to keep pushing this? He knows he was spotted, and just...
It's just kind of asking for it, isn't it?
Well, thankfully he reloaded. Otherwise, Stown might not have a head at the moment.
I think now he's got a deagle around there. Let's cool off a little bit.
Shouldn't be any concerns in this round. There's no armor on these Spirit players. There's no utility. Just the one Molotov picked up on Zontix.
Yeah, they're just going to try and overwhelm Stare, just with numbers running out towards him, and it actually works out. Donk's got another dig, but Yabby coming to clean up, and he'll do that without issue. So 3 for Yabby and Astralis.
Yeah, well done from Yabby to save the day there. 3-1.
Buys back here for Team Spirit. It's one that doesn't have an AWP. It's going to be 5 rifles, including 1 Galil as Chopper takes the hit. Actually, 2 Galils. Magix has one as well.
Yeah, Device has the AWP. So, I mean, once again, with this 3-1 lead, like in the early going, Astralis with an AWP can actually rain down some terror on this Team Spirit attack. Device is going to be alone at B in middle. 4-man start towards the A bomb site to hold on towards long. Utility in place everywhere to make sure nothing quick can happen on the map. As Astralis defense rotates and shuffles back into more standard positions, Yabby in middle, supporting Device at the B bomb site, who's on platform with an AWP. Cadian in CT spawn, he's going to geared up with Stown to protect this catwalk position. Stare out towards long.
Chopper going to be smoked out for the time being. Team Spirit heavy numbers at B again, and like you said, Jason, here's Device at the back of the site. How much can he get done? Just missed the timing on the Shiro cross. Lurk smoke coming out. Device deploys utility to try and counter and slow down Team Spirit. But they had no intentions of going straight away, it seemed. Just burning out the utility from the B defenders. Then Shiro has the execution ready to go into the bomb site again. Device waiting to strike. Util comes in, Miss Mully towards the back of the site, so Device can stand here, and that might just cost Team Spirit their lives. Although effective trading from Magix, Yabby still at the car. They're looking to burn him out, and eventually they will. Just sheer bullets and brawn, and it gets them fighting forward into the site. Chopper's going to lose his life in that fight against Stown, and now a 2v2, a retake needed for Astralis.
And there is a Molotov on Stown. He can put it back platform if he wants to, and looks like he wants to actually send it to the back of the bomb site. Where's that Molotov going to go? Could be huge on Shiro's position to force him into the open, but Astralis haven't made a decision just yet. Molotov goes where it's least effective.
Now it's going to be tough for Astralis to get back into this. They haven't limited the position that Shiro can play. He's still in a good spot.
They're saving.
And time is ticking a little bit too far now for Astralis.
Yeah, they've got no kit, no utility to get in, no flashbangs or anything like that, so exit kills the name of the game. Stare here in these footsteps. Magix and Shiro going to try and save inside the bomb site, but only Magic's going to get away with it. The AWP should still be recovered. If he can find it, and he will. Second round for Team Spirit. That round felt a lot like some of those rounds that played out on Nuke. Even during the losing streak of Astralis, it was like they get some of these initial kills. Like this is a 5-on-3 right now. Yabby and Device get the first 2. That's great, but the follow-ups are all Spirit.
Yeah, great movement from Magix.
It's like that second push during the execute is the one that's the most brutal for Astralis.
First time out taking here for Team Spirit.
Gonna tuck things over. Shiro's got his AWP back. That Magix saved from the previous round. Device has another AWP in his hands as well for the CT side, so both AWPers equipped.
Really seen Magix step up his game towards the end of last year, in particular in that grand final at the Major. One of the best performances we've seen from Magix. One of the top performances in a grand final at a Major ever. He was just so lights out. I'm very intrigued to see if he's able to get to a higher level consistently. Obviously not expecting that kind of performance, but this year if he's able to level up even more, that could be a really exciting prospect.
Oh, Cadian
into the
missed
lower
this timing.
tunnels. The timing is gone, and so is Cadian.
Oh man, that's yeah, that's a nice easy one for Donk, and that's a nice easy way to open up the middle of the map very early on in this round. So it's going to be tough for Astralis to recover this one. Device slides over with his op to peer over the flames.
Donk ready to go around this corner, but Device, should have been able to punish it, but the rifle outmatches the AWP in the end. Stout looking to plug the gap, and he's done pretty effectively taking 2 kills. He'll descend down to cover. And here's the reaction from Team Spirit is to change up, and instead of focusing fully on short, just take a moment to reset.
But they have the information. I think they know there's 2 mid. They obviously saw the first one cross over. That was Stair, but dropping off Catwalk, those footsteps would have been heard in CT spawn and found in the smoke. Just a little bit of the leg shows for Stown.
And Magic's just turning back just to give that one last look and gets a freebie. Stairs on B, A bomb site is open. Team Spirit have this round win.
Yeah, just being cautious at the moment. Maybe didn't have his position as geolocated as I would have thought. But making sure they don't get caught off guard by anything. Shiro moving up long. Magic's clearing things out, and bomb will be planted. So Spirit tie things up at 3. And that's the money gone for Astralis for the most part. 1,300 on Stown, 1,600 on Device. They can scrape some things together if they want to force buy, with especially with that new FAMAS price is going to be helpful. But nothing pretty. The op won't be available to them. Gideon was very late on that timing.
Very late. I think he'll be a little bit red in the face after that. Sort of one of those things he's just committed to. And it's like, well, I guess there's no real falling back either, because then you have to go into Danger's Way in mid. So might as well, I'm already on this journey.
I don't think it'd be scratching my head as much if he like took a late timing and just went to go fight, but it's like he went to go throw a nade and then pull his knife out to run back.
Reminder of 2019, Astralis winning the major.
Very different lineup.
Yeah,
probably important to say.
Most recently had on the desk. It was good to see him over there. But yes, very different lineup. Device was there though.
Device was there.
That final was against Ents with Alexi B at the helm.
Yeah, the Ents breakout event.
He's gone on to win a major himself. M4 for Stair saved over. Nothing else available for Astralis. You mentioned Dust2 being one of the maps for Team Spirit. We've seen historically through many different rosters for Spirit that Dust2 has maintained a staple position in their map pool, and that's Chopper, right? Chopper's been a fixture of this team for a long time. If you remember back to the Antwerp Major, for example, in that semi-final big game now.
Magic's on that team as well.
Magic's was there. So Chopper throughout his career has enjoyed calling a Dust2 game. And never has he had such lethal pieces.
Boost up to guard the mid to be split. Trying to get some information with the USP shooting into the smoke. Kadian hasn't popped up to play whack-a-mole just yet. Donk's looking for it. And now it's been spotted. One single defender inside the B bomb site is going to get nothing done. So another round advantage for Spirit as Astralis tries to grab a couple weapons right at the end of the day. Might as well use that M4 to see if you can grab a kill. Put this AK on the ground for one of your teammates, but they're going to lose it all. 4-3.
Thank you for the score, Jason.
You're welcome.
For any of those audio-only listeners out there today. Device, just biding his time. An AK-47 might be a nice little steal away right at the end here, and Device has long arms. He's reached it. But can he run away? That's going to be a difficult story. And they know where he is around the other side of the doors. They're not giving him chances. They're firing bullets back, but the mercy is given, and Device is allowed to save an AK.
Yeah, he can drop that over and pick up an AWP as well. So he can have a teammate with an AK-47, let himself get the big green. Let's see if he can have an impact on it this round. Team Spirit, much like Nuke, feel like they're starting to warm up into this map of Counter-Strike and picking up the pace. 3 in a row now for Team Spirit. That hiccup of the second round now firmly behind them. Utility out towards long, showing long take. Gonna make these defenders nervous. Yabi calling it clear just as he gets through the smoke.
As a memester, Magix is gonna enjoy his HP. And he's going to get out of there. Just trying to sell more presence towards long than there really is. And Donk is now progressing up short.
He's been able to get to Xbox up catwalk to short for free without being harassed a number of times. And it's a very early timing in the round to apply pressure to catwalk. Look at the way he's forced out that smoke from Stown so quickly. That's something that Spirit loves. Chopper as an IGL probably loves having a player that puts that much pressure on that people have to be afraid of, because late in the round, when they slow things down and they juggle between the bomb sites, that's resources they don't have to concern themselves with. And Astralis running out of those resources, position more passively on the map. Look at the disparity in utility that Spirit have to utilize. Nothing to counter or disrupt their moves behind these two smokes in middle. No nades to break open the smokes.
Team Spirit have everything they want on the map. Apart from the bomb sites, which I'm sure they'll get to soon. 30 seconds. 3-man setup over towards A for Astralis.
There's no counter Molotov. There's no counter smokes. Yabi's got one flashbang to chuck out. Good kill from KD, but the hit is on at A.
And they're charging up short. Tip of the spear's Donk.
The
Big from Stalins come in. Donk trying to fight forward. 13 seconds, not a lot of time. But if they get this kill on Yabi, job done. They've taken the site. Donk turning around. It's seconds though. They've got to get the bomb back. Donk picks it up. Has to start planning right now. And didn't get it. Oh my god. Team Spirit do just about run out of time. And Device is fighting on. Oh, that is unbelievably close. But with the bomb going down and the dying embers, time cost Team Spirit.
Yeah, very critical kills at the right time for Astralis during that execute to slow everything down. Donk doing a wonderful job with low HP, finding some frags at the end of the day, but not enough time on the clock. So despite not having all the resources in the world, Astralis still find a way to get the kills necessary to win this round by time. And Device picks the op right back up at the end of things. So Astralis sticking in the battle here on Dust2. Not getting completely ran over the way they did on Nuke.
Device pins himself back at the stairway, and this could be a big opening opportunity. Donk to come around the corner. Device has got one. The rifle support, enough of a distraction to allow a second out of Device. They would have hoped for a little bit more from that setup.
Yeah, what's Stair going to do with an MP9 as well?
Yeah.
All you can do is nade the default plant spot.
Especially from this range, right? He's so far away that you're just not challenging the AWP or M4 at this kind of range. So he backs away. Cadian's coming down into the lower tunnels. Zontix is around here, so Cadian is about to get a free kill.
Yeah, I don't know if you looked into that, but that's a nice way to exploit Zontix, who's always coming in lower dark a little bit late on these B hits to be the flanker, to disrupt in middle. Smokes on catwalk going to make this very tough. You're going to have to break this open, and Yabi's not there with the only grenade to do it.
Well, Magix hears the steps and the utility coming through. They'll dribble a smoke out a little closer to Magix, who actually gets caught by that flash. So effective with that flashbang. Second kill in from Yabi, and Astralis get to it.
Damn. Okay, they find a way to make it work. Good job from Yabi. Beautiful flashbang off catwalk. Blinds Magix completely.
Oh, dude,
the bomb's still going to go off.
They didn't get it. They didn't get it. They did not get it. The time ran out.
Second defuse, and the bomb explodes.
Oh, that's rough. Oh, Astralis, they get to it, but not in time, not with the necessary kit. And they make it real close at the end, but the bomb will still go off, and Team Spirit progress into the lead.
Chopper just puts his hand up. We obviously switched away, but Chopper was just like, yeah, we'll take it. You know, we'll take it. We like that. Bummer for Astralis. Played that roundabout as good as you can. A weird situation. Conversations amongst both teams heading into round number 10. Money's tight on Astralis. Going to be very low on funds. Double op setup they switch into, invested a lot heavily. Same for Team Spirit though. They've had to drop down to a pair of Galils because their own money is a little bit busted. Utility is lacking across the board. So swing round could have big implications on who takes the lead into the second half.
Oh no, Device needs to get away. He's lucky to get away. He wanted to try and peel that kill back. They went for the double op setup. Cadian dies in his initial attempt. Stown has to pick it up. And we know Stown is very capable of being one of those alternative offers inside of his team. Used to have second in the pecking order, but now with Kadian and Device, he rarely gets the opportunity, so he'll pick it up off the ground. A lot of work to do for Astralis to flip this back if they want to tie the scoreline.
3 players parked inside the B bomb site, and I mean, I think that's a good call, because this is Spirit just... okay, well...
Seen a better flash.
Yeah. I think Astralis, you have 2 options right now if you're Astralis. Stay parked in the B bomb site and play for a save. If they come here, maybe. If not, you save. Otherwise, have 2 people start pushing upper right about now. Shrink the map a little bit. But they're late on that timing. Stairs just moving in at this moment. Meanwhile, Team Spirit lined up at the A bomb site. Device has an AWP, but he's out towards long. I have to feel like with this kind of an economy situation, Astralis is just going to back off and let Spirit have this 6th round. There are no kits for the defense. There's no smoke, no flashes. This
and they learned a painful lesson about lack of kits in the previous round.
And you have a double up setup, which is going to make a difficult retake. So rinse and repeat, try it again.
Yeah, really, that round, once Kadian goes down, hinges on Device being able to actually get one of those kills in mid. And then control short. Just missing it. Device trying to hold on to the AWP, but he's put under too much pressure, and so one of those AWPs is already gone. So they won't maintain the double AWP setup into the next round here for Astralis. So no longer can they rinse and repeat. 2 rounds left in this half. This is the opening pick from Shiro onto Kadian. He is the one who opts.
He is the one who opts. Kind of.
Definitely not in that round.
No, he's yeah, that's kind of, I think that's like one of the conversations that kind of goes sort of missing with the Astralis camp, is that transition from Kadian back to a rifler as well. Obviously, continue with the in-game leading duties. Spirit lining up towards the B-bomb site this time.
Device is here with the Abbey. Oh god, that's the AWP gone. Grenade's going to get rid of him. Device is going to be blasted away, leaving Yabby to pick up the pieces. And he's done a very good job at getting a double kill and keeping his team in this fight. Now the rotation's coming back. Stair to support him. Reinforcements required. And oh, Chopper nearly got up to the window in time.
Yeah, I knew exactly where that follow-up peek was going to come from. Shiro now posted up with the AWP. You've got a flank coming in from long. That's Stown turning the corner. Magic's going to join up with his teammate inside the bomb site because they need help. He needs help to get this bomb planted safely. And still going to be a tough retake, even in a 3-on-2, even at this B bomb site. Another Molotov. Magix has his smoke for the doors as well.
Stown's flank still on. Still coming from the tunnels.
This should be fine, though. You put Shiro back plat watching the flank. Magix can have eyes everywhere, and then all of a sudden, Shiro just pivots off Magic's contact. This is a very strong setup.
Oh, he looks away, though. Shiro looks away. There's no kit on the back of the remaining Astralis players, nor utility. This is going to be tough. Stown is getting closer, but Shiro considers it, looks back up, and Stown goes down. It is Kadian left outside of the B-bomb site with not a hope in hell. And he gets absolutely destroyed by Magix as soon as that contact comes. It's a 7th round for Spirit in the opening half here, and they are looking down the barrel of A.
Yeah, nightmare. Once again, like you have, if you're Astralis, it's playing out just the way Nuke did, where you have a nice early start, a nice early run. This time it was just 3 rounds, not the 5-1 lead they had on Nuke. They win the 2nd round, convert rounds 3 and 4, and then it's just all Spirit from there. 6 of the last 7 going to Team Spirit's offense.
Still screaming, but not quite as violently as last year. Kind of miss it.
We'll get there. The playoffs are coming.
I missed the dog scream.
The dog scream.
Dude, it was kind of crazy. He comes in, he's just excited to play his first tournament, just screaming all of the obscenities at the enemy team.
Yeah, no one could find fault in his gameplay, so we just had to get mad at him for screaming.
Now Apex is doing it yesterday. That was great. I enjoyed that French back and forth.
Yeah, we got some translations at the end of the day. I saw a couple coming in this morning. ESL tweeted a couple out. It's great. Apex is a legend.
Yeah, even had his mom holding down the B-bomb site. All right, last round of this first half. A lot of FAMAS usage here in this half from Astralis. Not netting a lot of success. Swing out short, and Donk to deal with Stown. Device looking to make up for it and try and pull one of those kills back. But the smoke, once again, pops up in his face and severs his information flow. Short taken again for Team Spirit. They've had it pretty much anytime they want it. Device is going to play around the ace bomb site over towards ramp. Yabby instead tasked with holding long.
Yeah, delayed take of long A. Little footstep made as they turn the corner. Probably heard from Catwalk as well. Smoke to take away some vision, to give some space to execute this play, but it's just Donk.
Looks like that second smoke maybe lands just a little bit low, but Donk is going to come around to the left side of it. Device holding. Okay.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, Device thought he might have been able to get something done there, but Donk solo short with the rest of his teammates in the tunnels. Donk finally dealt with, but it's about B right now for Team Spirit, and Cadian's trying to hold them back. He's got to go huge with this MP9 though. His teammates nowhere near him, and no kill for Cadian means the B-bomb site is under control. And we're looking at an 8th round for Team Spirits. Another slow finish for Astralis, not really at the races here, not at the level of Team Spirit, who are about to get a 2-0 to kick off IEM Katowice.
Anybody else? Anybody else but you? 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 I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you. I don't want anybody else but you. I need anybody else but you. Anybody else.
Team Spirit, the reigning champions of Katowice from last year, are back, and it's their first game here in Stage 2 against Astralis. It is not that difficult for Team Spirit. They lose a couple rounds in the first half, and then they come back and dominantly take control. Jason, it looks like they're going to round out Dust2 in a similar fashion.
Yeah, you could see Chopper just had a nice, easy time in the mid-rounds here on Dust2. He was working his team everywhere, finding all the gaps in Astralis' defense, and I actually think in some level the CT side that Spirit plays is even better than their T side. Donk, when he gets unleashed and pushes upper, pushes lower, harasses you in middle, it's just like a different world that you have to exist in. Can be very tough. We'll see if he's motivated in this half to be that Hellraiser. Flash out towards long. Magic's going to back away along with Shiro. Give up long control and head over towards Catwalk.
Donk to cut through Choporedes again. Rapidly taking a kill away from Astralis. It's Yabi to go down, and the long attack from Astralis is in. They're funneling their way forward. Magic's to peek out from the smoke. Shiro's there as well. Team Spirit with this pissed around, currently comfortably in their control. It doesn't look like it's going to be wrestled out of their hands anytime soon. So many targets to deal with there for Stairs. He's just rushed down by Donk, who opens and closes the pistol.
Yeah, that's beautiful again for Team Spirit. I'm going to keep using that adjective. Absolutely lovely. The upper push, clear it out. You know what's coming. You fall back from long when you spot contact, but you line everyone up for their smoke and a nice pop flash through, and no one from Astralis is playing anti-flash. Everyone gets wrecked. Everyone's blind. The first three players can do nothing except hide in the smoke and pray to God. Who's on Donk's side, apparently.
Perhaps it's him.
Yeah, he just is.
Chopper. Big chop chop. Where'd you go on device? Nice reply from Stair.
Yeah, but they can't really get up Catwalk or recover that weapon with Chopper and lower, and now one at mid double doors as well. That needed to be a kill. Nice try from Yabi. Awkward engagement as he turns the corner. Can't wait for any kind of a clean fight. Has to do it amongst utility. Cadian crossing long. And he's going to be passed when that smoke breaks, so they have no idea. He might be able to get one, maybe two, but been spotted out in that Tech 9 at range, not landing the way he'd like.
Katie.
Oh, there it
yeah,
is.
that's what the Tech 9 can do. Tap right to the head of Shiro.
All three players here as well from Spirit. No one Catwalk. This can be a tough retake.
Anything else for Cadian? His teammates are gone. Another one from Cadian. He gets dinked up. He's so low on health. He's got 4 HP, and now he's alone in the world. Bomb is planted, and that is just the mini win. Astralis will have to take that. But it's double figures now for Team Spirit.
Yeah, they're going to delay the defuse, so this will go on a little bit longer. They wanted to go get the M4 from Donk. That was on Catwalk, and it is recovered. 10-4, 6-round lead. And Spirit still with no issues, looking to end this map on a huge run, just the way they did on Nuke. It's 6 in a row. It's 9 of the last 10 rounds for Team Spirit.
And that bomb plant doesn't push them into the territory of a really solid buy, but it does give them enough of a cash injection to warrant an AK-47 purchase, a couple of Khalil's, Mac-10, and Deagle.
And I'm not going to fault him for like pressing the envelope, pushing the envelope in terms of this buy. You could obviously wait and have all 5 AK-47s, but the scoreline just isn't there. You have to fight back.
Now there's the attack out long, stopped by Magix. Device does not get very far at all, and so Astralis have to play 4v5 seconds into this round.
That's been a lot of their rounds, it feels like. Chopper got the opening pick in upper the previous round. Donk got the opening kill on the pistol round in upper dark as well. And now yet again, Astralis is playing with a man down situation. And a pretty critical must-win round.
And they've made their way out long. Chopper getting active through middle. Ripping Cadian's head off. Magix's turn at long side, and easy pickings for Magix on the first, but in the end, Stair eventually getting rid of him. Good swing, good damage, but not enough to bring down the remaining 2 players here of Astralis. But there's plenty more chances as Chopper flanks in behind. Stair removed and Stown alone. He won't be able to stop Chopper. The in-game leader of Spirit closes on their 11th round victory.
Yeah, Chopper's having a great series. 17 kills on Dust2. He had a really good nuke. He was the leading fragger on the CT side in the opening half for Team Spirit, but he's just continuing this tear. Calling a good game, fragging a good game. And Team Spirit's 2 rounds away from taking this series, their opening series of their title defense here at IEM Katowice.
Scout for device. Couple of Deegs, Tech 9. They'll save money for the next. They want at least a buy here in the second half. And right now, this game feels like a buy for Team Spirit. Pretty easy opening game.
What's that mean?
It means, you know, when you come into a tournament and you're such a high seed and you don't have enough opponents, you actually get a buy, which is a free game in the bracket.
A buy round. I was thinking the other kind of buy. I was very confused.
Yeah.
I was like, I've never heard that saying before.
There you go. You've heard of that one, Jason.
Yeah, I have heard of the other one.
Just a little bit of BM, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bang. Hey, Astralis had a couple of nice D shots. It's kind of all there is, but.
Well, now they're going to have to pick up the pace because they feel like they've lost too much elsewhere on the map, and they go right into Chopper, who, as I mentioned, is having a fantastic game. Takes his time on the final kill, add 3 more to the tally, and Chopper's up at 20.
Damn, Chopper.
Yeah.
That's what we like to see. You know, all these questions around, can Donk get better? Can Chopper get better,
what if
Jay?
Chopper gets better?
Yeah.
He's got that bald buff, the breathing buff. He's got every buff.
The breathing buff, yeah. Finally, oxygen is flowing through Chopper.
It's amazing what breathing can do for you. Well, second timeout taken from Astralis to discuss exactly how they want to approach these last few rounds. It's actually, I mean, it might even just be the last one round. This would be a pretty epic comeback if they were able to make it happen, but let's just start with one.
I mean, coming in as the reigning champions, winning the first event of the year, winning the last event of last year. This is the kind of performance you want to see from Team Spirit. Current major champions, current #1 player in the world. Going into their opening game in Katowice in search of back-to-back titles. And an opening game with Astralis where they don't even break a sweat. They'll be passive in this round, allowing Astralis to go through the motions of their round plan. They've got short.
It's a little lurk smoke to get out long. Give yourself some space to work with. Molotov's behind it, so Stown can't activate quite yet. If you're Spirit, this probably feels like Astralis is trying to set up positions for a split on this A bomb site up Catwalk and long. However, no one's going to be coming long. Stown gives up that position. So for Catwalk, Yabby trying to take some attention in middle.
Chopper moving through a little bit awkward. Was expecting a fight to be right in front of him, but doesn't work out like that, and he just gets caught in the open. Blow for blow, back and forth. Astralis bail out a short. They're going to throw that bomb down into the lower tunnels, but Donk is dishing out death. It's Device and Stown left 2v3 to try and keep Astralis in this game.
Only 18 seconds as well. This bomb has to just sprint to the A bomb site, and there's no time to do anything once you get there. This is done.
Yeah, Shiro's going to stop it. Surely, missed shot, and the run is in. But the time is the problem, and Team Spirit untouched, unrivaled. And the tone has been set. Katowice's kings are back, and the question is, who is capable of challenging them?